Hey everybody, it's PJ from Donnie FL and Saber Tactical. We are going to be going through the installation of the compact Panthera Hunter rail. This is a brand new product from Saber Tactical that will go on the front of all of the Panthera variants. It is specifically meant for the compact Hunter. You can see that gives you a really nice profile, and I can definitely see why you'd want one of these if you were rocking one of these little Panthera Hunters. The Pantheras come in a couple of different configurations, so we're going to start the installation with the barest, most stripped down front end that this family of rifles comes with. Yours could have this block on the front. That block would be sitting right there. There's actually two bolts that hold it on. If yours has that, leave it on because we're going to reuse it. If yours doesn't have that, one of these comes in the box with your rail. You might have a barricade stop on there. And this guy just sits like that, right under that block. If you have this, there are two Allen bolts kind of on the inside of the cage holding it on, and you need to remove this. So this is going to go away. It is possible to install this with a Panthera drop-down adapter. You would leave this in place, and you could leave this in place. If you're going to install one of these either as part of this overall installation process or at a later time, what you do have to make sure is that all of the heads of all of the screws or bolts are flush. If anything is, the tolerances are fairly tight here, and if anything's sticking out, this won't mount properly. So you got to make sure everything is all the way screwed in, flush, and nothing is protruding or sticking out. With one of these, you can run whatever bottle you like on here. It is possible in the world of Pantheras to have this kind of bottle on the front. This screws in there, so you get a front bottle, but it doesn't drop down at all, straight out. If you have something like that, it is possible to work this rail, but you first want to remove those 6 screws, I think you can see them there, and take this weighted section out. What that's going to leave you with is Picatinny out front, but a gap here that allows you to put up to a 480 cc bottle along with this. And when you combine that with Saber Tactical's Hunter Compact rail, which puts a rail down here, so you get ARCA Swiss below, you get your bottle, and then you get ARCA Swiss a little bit higher, but out front. There's really a lot going on with this rail system. You've got plenty of space along here to add whatever kind of rails you want for whatever kind of accessories you want. You have Picatinny up top on this bridge, whether that's for a clip-on night vision attachment, like over the bore bipod. There's a lot of stuff going on there. So pretty handy, and when you're out in the field, it's also nice because you're not running the risk of anything banging on your barrel. So let's get to installing this, and I'm going to take you through it from what I would consider the most complicated configuration, and that is there is nothing on the front. We have to do a full install. So you're going to take this block, and you'll notice that one side is notched out. That's what butts up against the gun, and you're going to install it with these longer screws, and you're going to need a 4mm Allen for that. So this is really pretty simple. We're just going to put this here, and then I like to use a ball head Allen wrench. If you're not familiar with that, it literally has a ball head, because that allows you to kind of screw in at an angle. So get that first one started. Now once I get the screws to bottom out, before I put any torque on them, I want to feel and make sure everything is square before I go ahead and tighten these down. Now everything is sort of relying on these screws, so you don't need to crank anything, but you do want them to be secure and locked in place. So now that we've got that block on there, we can slide this over, and then we can start putting in the screws. And I'm going to start with the farthest one back, and there are 2 screws. They are the fat short ones, and they're cut so they go in this recess. You're going to put these in with a 3mm Allen key, and just like before, I'm going to screw them in until they touch, but I'm not going to put any torque on them yet. Now you have 6 more screws in your kit. 2 of them have this kind of button head. Everything else has that little cone shape. So I'm going to go ahead and take one of these button head screws, and I'm going to put it in this farthest back hole. It literally takes like 2 turns and it's bottomed out. So there's the majority of the hold is coming from those bottom screws. These are shoring everything up and stabilizing it. So I'm going to do that on one side. Then of the screws that I have left, one is longer than the other. Probably can't see it from that angle. The longer screw goes on the bottom of these holes, and that's what I'm going to put in next. Again, you're using that 2.5mm Allen, couple of turns and you're in. And then I put the shorter one in, and that's that side. Now I can flip it over, and I'm going to do the same thing but in reverse. Start with that button head, and the long one goes in the bottom, and then the shorter one on top. And once I have all of them in place, again, I'm feeling to make sure everything feels square. And then I'm going to tighten these down. Not putting tons of torque on this. But enough so I know everything's going to stay tight. Now, you could use a little blue Loctite. I would never recommend using any red Loctite, but a dab of blue Loctite wouldn't be bad in any of these locations. But honestly, I don't think it's needed unless you're, I don't know, operating in a really high vibration environment. So that, folks, is the Hunter Compact rail on the FX Panthera Hunter Compact. You've now got ARCA Swiss the whole way, Picatinny out front. You've got a little bit of reassurance that if you're going to set this on something, it's not, I don't want to call it adjusting, but throwing off your point of impact. You've got plenty of area to add accessory rails of really any kind. A nice addition. So I hope you found this installation video useful. If you have follow-up questions, please put those down in the comments so we can get an answer to you just as soon as possible. If you're interested in install videos for other of our products, please make sure you're reaching out and letting us know so we can prioritize those projects. And if you're interested at all in seeing the different configurations and rifles that we're shooting as a team, Saber Tactical, Donnie FL, PCP Kong, pay attention to the Donnie FL website because there's some pretty exciting new stuff that's going to be coming your way from us. And for the most part, we're going to be featuring the stuff that we shoot on a regular basis. So until the next video, everybody, shoot safe, shoot straight, and we'll see you around.